Hey everyone, it's the 26th of June 2024 and I have my friend Monique that is visiting me here. She's originally also from the same area I'm from in South Africa, but she now recently moved to Europe. Hello Monique.
Hi,
I would like to ask Monique a few questions. After moving to Europe after 6 months, would you recommend people to come here? If yes, would you explain why? And if not, why not?
I think it's not a straight yes and it's not a straight no. It definitely leans more towards the yes. I would fully recommend anyone to do it. Doesn't have to be permanent. It can be as semi-permanent, a year or two. But there's these quotes that goes about like leaving your hometown and growing as you move out of it. And I didn't necessarily felt it after I moved from our small towns that we're coming from to Cape Town, because it was more another sense of home. And you've been to Cape Town so many times growing up. That yes, it was a big city compared to the small village-like towns that we're coming from. But after moving here in the beginning of the year, I don't want to say a different person, but I've grown so much.
Right.
And because I was pushed out of my comfort zones. Luckily for me, in the Netherlands, and Dutch is very similar to Afrikaans, which is the language we grew up in.
Right.
And I can read recipes or signs on the roads. And that's helpful, and I can understand a bit of what someone say. Luckily also most of the people speak English, but that's one of the good things also in the Netherlands. Was actually never an option for me. I've always planned on moving abroad, but never to the Netherlands specifically.
Right.
And
what brought you then to the Netherlands?
My fiance. So my fiance is from Zimbabwe, and I don't know, but as most people might not know, Zimbabwe has a unemployment rate of about 90%, formal unemployment, and because of that, my fiance had to move.
Right.
He needed to find work, and the immigration laws in South Africa is also very difficult to get your foot into the door to either get a job or the visa, because one is dependent on the other, and it's always a give or take, and no one wants to give. And
So you already had a job coming to Europe?
luckily, yes.
Right.
Luckily, yes.
Okay.
But in the Netherlands, the minimum loan is like around 15 euros. So I was even willing to come and be a waiter here and learn the language and just take a break from corporate. Luckily, I didn't have to do it. And luckily, I didn't need a break, because I cannot explain to you how great the Dutch culture is with regards to work-life balance.
Okay.
They have a full-on 36-hour week that they promote and would like people to take, where you can either work half day on a Friday, or you don't work on a Friday. You just put in another extra hour to your day during the week.
All right.
And you have a long weekend. And I mean, I've tried it and it's amazing. It's literally amazing. Like, you always say like you wish there was a day between Saturday and Sunday, and I have that now.
Oh, lovely.
So those
So
are all
that's
part
another
of
positive.
that's also part of the positives. And
And the
so,
more challenging things you would like to highlight here?
well, it's a 12-hour flight from back home. So
You're giving up on a lot of.
you're giving it up on a lot. You're missing out on a lot of family time, family and friends, and I think that's so sad. I had a friend, couple, both of the friends, they gave birth in February, and a cousin of mine gave birth, his wife gave birth in January. And I'm just seeing pictures. I'm seeing pictures of newborns who's now fully formed humans. And that's sad, because I'm never going to be able to hold that small little person.
Right.
And when I'm back home, which I'm planning in December, they'll be grown, and they wouldn't want to be in anyone's hand, because they want to crawl over the floor. So
those are the opportunities you miss
you
out
miss
on.
that. and we had Easter here, and I didn't have our cultural food that we did of pickled fish and hot
Oh,
cross
yes.
buns, and I missed that. That's the first time in my
Right.
27 years of life which I didn't have that for Easter.
I see.
And in saying that, there's also the culture, not culture, but religion is not such a big thing here in Europe, where we are specifically. So after 6 months, I'm still struggling to find a church and a church community that is not too big, that feels like home when I walk in. At the moment, I'm not too stressed about that, because I also know my move from Namaqualand to Cape Town, it also took a few months to find the
Right.
church where I felt at home, and I felt this was going to my family, and I still miss them. And luckily for COVID and technology, I can watch a lot of the sermons like online.
Right.
So that's amazing, but it doesn't give that feeling of being at church, talking to someone, giving a hug, having an actual prayer where someone holds your hand,
Your hand like
your
a
shoulder,
like
your
that comfort,
hand.
that
Exactly.
that sense
Yes.
of community.
Where you feel the prayer or the worship just hugs you.
Right.
So so that's definitely not here as much. I do, it is there, and I am searching for it. And then you don't have the good South African food.
Right. I know what you mean. Yeah.
and-
But having said all of that,
Yeah.
what is the one thing? Why would you say Europe is so much, not so much better, but is a good option to move to if you have to choose a few things to highlight why people would make that decision? If someone is listening to us now wanting to move, why Europe?
Yeah. So first of all, and I mentioned this already, because everyone in our young adult life, we are career orientated in terms of you need to work to make a living. So the work-life balance is really something that should be like motivating people to do it, because compared to our culture back home, it's very different. But that aside, you can travel anywhere almost, no, anywhere in Europe. Sorry, let me put it that way. Anywhere in Europe quickly. I mean, it was so spontaneous that I ended up here with you, and I was a 30 euro ticket, and the bus was 7 hours from Amsterdam to Hamburg, and I'm in a different country.
Right.
I'm seeing different things. I'm hearing a different language. I am seeing and trying and doing like different things. So that you don't really get anywhere else.
Right. The continent is so consolidated. You can be in one country, 2
And-
hours later in another country,
Definitely.
and have a completely different country.
And a different experience.
Right.
So for me, that is beautiful. Just in this month, this is essentially my second country that I've been in. In June, we were in France, and now I'm in Hamburg.
Right.
So that's amazing, and we're only young ones, so
Right.
this is what you should be doing. So I definitely, if anyone has a sense of adventure, I would say like it's a definite should. You should be here, and you should do this, and just try it. I think like for me, as I said, is if you have an adventurous spirit, it will feed that. And I'm learning so much, because yes, we're in Europe, but there's so many immigrants here. That I'm learning about, as I say, new cultures, new foods, and not just the Dutch life and culture that I'm part of. So I've made a few friends, and some of them are from China, and some of them are from Turkey, and some of them are from Romania, and it's beautiful, and all that. I'm eating different sweets and different foods, so it's really good, and I'm really growing. I am fully grown. Like the person I was 6 months ago is not who I am now. So
Wonderful. I hear a lot of what you are saying is all about diversity. And if you are sitting with this idea in your mind as a young person or even older person, and you really want to experience life, what Monique just explained to us, I would really encourage you that you should do not be afraid to explore the world. Come to Europe if that is something you desire, because God has made us in His image, and He made us with us to have not a spirit of fear, but of love and of a sound mind. So if it's somewhere out, even if this video encouraged you now to do this, just try it for a little while and see if that is not something that you can grow on. I want to say thank you to Monique for, first of all, for taking your time to come visit me here. It is an honor to have you here, because it's like I said, we grew up in the same place. It's like a sister. And I'm gonna have some more interviews with some other friends as well, so please stay tuned, and until next time, I will see you again. Auf Wiedersehen.